Evening, folks. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're all having a
pleasant week. Inviting us.
Tonight we are joined by Ian and Tracey. Am I right? Your name's Ian, isn't it?
Yeah. Always good to that.
Not occasionally I've got a guest name wrong. You know, I just say my name's no John, my name's Peter, or something like that. You think? Or you forget the name of their group. I don't know if you've ever done that. You ever forgot the name of their group?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah, a few times.
And they've got a big complicated name. That's Sarah. She's over there. She's saying hello. They've got this big long name, about 20 words in it.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got it written down. You know, you try write it the biggest writing you can. You've got it written down, but when you go to look at it, you can't see it. You know,
that's it. Yeah, I'm going to say. I mean, I've got to be honest. I mean, we've got different. There's a few events teams that we're kind of looking at working with at the moment, and because we've got that many chats open, that you'll sit there and you're like, it's like, oh yeah, I've just been speaking to Sarah from so and so group, and then it's like, no, she's from the other group, and then it's like,
they've all got similar names.
Yeah.
You're right, Tracy. I've all get similar names. You do get mixed up if you talk to that many people.
Yeah.
You know, and you end up sending somebody the wrong message, and then they mail you back and saying, you know, what's this all about? You know, oops.
Yeah.
Right person. Anyway, we can Trace it and Ian in for Conjure Quest Paranormal.
Andy.
What did I say? I called you Ian, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can call me whatever you want.
Did I not call you Ian when we started and you said aye? Where did I get Ian from? His name's not Ian, his name's Andy.
I'll answer to anything.
So good.
I don't know if you can tell I'm blushing. No,
That's all good. I'll answer to it.
Tonight we have Tracey and Andy from Conjure Quest Paranormal. So this is the first time I met them, and probably the last time Andy Wick came on since I was calling him Ian. You know.
That's quite polite. That's quite polite compared to what the missus calls me.
Well, it's a whole different kind of language. Now, I've been called there. I used to know somebody. They used to call me George. They were convinced my name was George. And I can't remember who it was. You might be. Used to call me George all the time. Oh. And I was a woman, bless her, and I just ended up agreeing to her. Just say, you know. So whenever I would meet this woman, I would turn into George. Then when she went away, I was Scott again. Do you know what I mean? see what I mean about the waffling on? Sometimes I'll open my cup and it just keeps going.
That's all right. That's no problem.
And people say, what the hell's he talking about? You know.
So I can waffle for hours if I get if she'll let me.
Some people are like that. It's a good thing, but some people are like that. Some people,
you
know, I mean, say I'm Glaswegian. They say it quite a few times. I could talk to a tree.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And you say hello to somebody, and before you know it, you're in a conversation with them. And seriously, you know, I mean, that's a few. Who was that? Don't know.
Yeah.
Just met him, you know. Just talking about him, you know.
I was going to say, I don't know who she is, but I know she's got 3 kids. She's got them.
She works at Asda, back shift, you know, on the bread aisle, and you know, she doesn't eat.
I'm exactly the same.
I think sometimes it's a hindrance, but if you get stuck today and you get in a conversation with somebody, you can never find that right moment to end the conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
Kind of when you say goodbye like 5 or 6 times, and it's like, yeah, well, it's nice to meet you, and anyway, so and so, and you're like, I've got to go now, mate.
Right, there's one. Try one of them. We go on holiday and come back a bit later. Tells you some guy's life story.
Yeah. So true.
I have the other week. We were away camping the other week, and the place we go to, the swing park's right across the road for the campsite, and the wee and she wanted to go to swing park, so we let her go. We could see her, you know, she's 8, and So Bar went out to spy on her, make sure she was all right, and she was talking to this couple, and I thought, oh, here we go. And then she spotted me, didn't she? And she says, you know, Dad, come here. I thought, oh no, you know that dreaded, come here, you know. And I ended up sitting down with this couple for about an hour or something. I said, I better get back across and see her over on. And oh, bring her over, bring her over. Oh, all right then. So I says, you need to come out. I said, oh, what? And so we were there for about 2-3 hours or something.
Oh God, Jesus, that's mental.
And we were just wanting to go, you know, but every time you were waiting for a break in the conversation, you say, all right, that at the time we need to go.
I was going to say, it's when you have that. It's when you have that pretend phone call or that pretend text message.
Aye. Are you kidding? Or you're on the phone and then your phone actually rings. You say,
Yeah.
Your phone rings. Oh, that's a message. Sorry, you know. But, let's talk about Conjure Quest. Why don't we talk about Conjure Quest?
Right.
What do you think? We'll talk about Conjure Quest. See the waffling on. We'll probably end up waffling on anyway.
No worries.
So you guys are Conjure Quest. I'm going to ask you the same question for asked thousands of times, and you know, but you may ask, don't you? And it's just polite, really, don't you, to ask. Where did it all begin?
Well,
that was a serious voice there.
We started out beginning of last year. I'd say January, February. We just decided to start fresh. We were in a previous team.
Yeah,
no need to mention that.
Yeah,
but we started fresh, just on our own, and we thought, well, we're going to go for a paranormal investigation. We live down the road from Ironbridge, which is in Shropshire, Ironbridge, and we decided to go to the what's it called?
Oh God,
the one down Ironbridge.
Yeah, completely gone. The Sunshine Hotel.
That was it. That was our first investigation. I've never been on one in my life, and we had some very strange happenings go on to the point where I actually had to leave the building.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we had some weird stuff, activity, things switching on and off, and we did the full night there, didn't we? It was completely alone, completely shut off on our own in this building. And it was just like the most amazing experience, and then we got the bug for it. Yeah,
I was going to say. I mean, I've been into the paranormal itself since probably 12 years old.
I'm not going to ask what age you are now, so a while. Let's say you've been in it for a while.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, I was brought up in my very own version of I wouldn't say poltergeist house, but close enough. Some very, very weird stuff that kind of got into that. And then, and then obviously I've been studying it since then. And obviously, like you say, we got invited into a team. And without going into the politics of it, we were setting the investigations up. We were paying for the what's this. We was doing the history on them, and then half the time, the others couldn't make it through other commitments or whatever. So we just literally got to the stage, like Trey says, is that it was like, well, hold on a minute, we're the only two doing everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, why don't we just break away from this and create our own team?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly. We were in a similar situation about, I don't know, 2 years ago, something like that. Laura, she's one of ours. She's one of our team, but we had quite a few team members. We're still, we're on PIH, but we felt that there was just made with 4 years doing all the work, basically, and try to organise an investigation was a nightmare, because you see,
we didn't do anything, did we? Didn't really go anywhere with them, or?
No, I was going to say, it was like, obviously they got their commitments, and
we were literally on our own anyway.
Yeah, we're quite lucky that all our kids are grown up, so we've not really got that
Yeah.
many commitments ourselves.
Yeah, they've turned 18 now.
You know what I mean? So we can pretty much full reign of
Yeah.
it.
I think it's important to, get that right mixture in a team, and we're really fortunate that we've got a really good team and a really reliable team. Whereas before, as I say, we'd X amount of people in it, and so I know I can't do this because I'm working, or I can't go here because I've got to see my mum, and
Yeah.
you just so when can you do it? Or you'd ask them to do something.
We have that freedom, don't we now?
That's it. I was going to say
because we're husband and wife, we can just go where we want, choose where we want to go, get it done, enjoy it, and we don't have to rely on others being there or.
That's it. You see, it's less planning.
Yeah, less planning and more involvement.
Yeah,
and you enjoy it there, because we trimmed right down, and 2 years ago, and we kind of sound bikidy, it's not maybe bikidy, but we went from strength to strength, since we sort of get rid of the hair, basically, the loose ends, whatever you want to call them, and I think you need to find that mixture.
Definitely, most definitely.
And then, as you say, stress and the politics. We don't have any politics or anything.
No, that's it. The thing is, it's like we've found that I was going to say, and it's like I suppose because we've got other good teams that we get on with.
Yeah.
That we do we'll join up with other teams.
We'll help everyone else out.
And I mean, good friends of ours, the Paraspirits. They're almost like an extension to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're that close.
So it's obviously, pretty much from the first ever time we went out investigating with them, it's nice when you click straight away with another team, and you can all work together in one. You know what I mean? Together with it.
Aye. You're using as a very, very similar in that way. Honestly, we're a 4-team. We're a 4-member team. One part-time, 3-4. We work together. No arguments. We get it done. We have a laugh, and what's better, we're all friends. And I think the smaller the number, as you say, there's no hassle, there's no stress, there's less planning. And there's no pressure or sort of all. And as Laura says, we're all friends. We stay for 2 minutes each other. Just ignore that comment. That sounds kind of weird, Laura. There's a backstory to that one, but I'm not going to get into that.
Sounds like an interesting conversation.
It sounds like one of these films, doesn't it? But the good thing is, if we maybe arrange to go to an investigation, and then the weather might be crap, or one is it's not well, or we just can't be annoyed. You get it. And we just phone and say, right, we're not going out tonight, and all right, fair enough. We'll do another night. There's no itching or bitching or well, you said we were going tonight.
That's important.
Well, it is. That's what I said. We love
really good bond. As much as you can all work together, you keep the energy up.
Well, that's it. We love going. We love kind of meeting up with other teams and just you know what I mean. It is nice that one you get a good circle of friends.
Yeah.
You do get like I said, you get a really good circle of friends, and it's nice that you can actually share with each other your own experiences and your own. It's like there's experiments that we've learned from other people, and people have learned from us.
Aye, and as you say, you got it right on, Andy, when you say you meet other teams and you become friends and what have you, and we're these I say we get Spig and we get Rosie Carver, the Ghoul Gang doing South GSI, people like that we've known for a long time. Yeah. And they just become like family to you, and you can share experience. And you can also learn off each other as well.
Yeah.
You don't try to teach everybody, but somebody might give a wee bit of advice here and there along the line. You say, "Oh, I never thought of doing that," and It works, and it's good. It's when it gets into all the politics and all the backstabbing and
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We've. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had our drama with certain teams, but it's walking away from that and just letting them be.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
There's
need
no
that.
need for it,
Yeah, you don't need that energy dragging you down. So it's just like, right, you do what you do,
we
do what we do, and then you know you crack on with your whatever.
Aye.
You know, it's as simple as that.
What we've found, I don't know if you have found the same thing. It's happened a few times with copying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'll maybe go to a location and then a week later, to one, you know, there is a sort of team nearby us who sort of like to think they're the top team, and they get all these this amazing evidence like Japanese kamikaze pilots in Greenock and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Or some of the stuff this mock comes out with. They've had William Wallace and his horse before as well. You know, I could go on all night about this crowd of monkeys with balloons basically, but you know, we maybe go on location. We did it the other week. We went it wasn't an investigation. We just went for a wander. We posted in the page. The week later, bang, Bob's your uncle. They were there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's stuff like that. And you know, if you just go and do your own thing.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I say.
That's
I mean,
my point. Yeah,
that's
what a lot of it.
You do. That's what I said. Like, I mean, the thing is, I mean, like we'll share locations, we'll share experiences. You know, we've got our own location that we've got now. We've just started up. It's like a side quest, the Afterlife quest. That we've acquired a location that we've only recently found out that it's quite active.
Yeah.
And kind of opening that out to everybody else to enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to kind of like to share that, because I think we've only just started investigating.
It's more of a project to us.
Yeah. You know, but it's just finding new locations.
Aye.
And sharing those locations.
Well, that's it. You know, there's people, you will get some people say this is our location, nobody else is allowed to do it. Or I say that's how we get talked about paranormal. I was working with Sarah, and we found our own connection. Sarah and Laura used to work together, and I kind of showed up, you know, and we found out Laura was into paranormal as well, and Bob's your auntie. But I mean, we've all got favourite locations. We've got one that's we've been out for about 2 or 3 years, Loudon-Kirk, and we've been there countless times, you know. But we don't say it's our location, you know.
That's it, yeah.
If people want to go, we feel that we've managed to build up a trust with the spirits there and what have we. If people want to go, then go.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's like not so long down this. Sounds like we kind of found an old. It was like it was called Daniel's Mill, and we found in Bridge North. It was a location that we'd found, and then obviously we'd gone in there, investigated it, and then just put it out there.
Yeah, for everyone else.
For everybody else to
if it's a new location, why shouldn't everyone else be welcome? It's something we enjoy doing. We just like go ask people, or even pubs, you know, when you go to the most random pub and you're like, is it haunted?
Yeah.
It's you find locations where it's just for sheer chance. Florence saying on the stories, the amount of stories I've wrote, researched for weeks and posted on page, and some other team copies that changes the words to it. That's happened a few times. Laura does a lot of her stories. A lot of her stories basically to do, and she does spend quite a bit of time on them. You know, research. I know there's teams out there. This one particularly, they tend to they'll pop stories, but they'll take it off of Google. Yeah, you know, but some of the stuff that Laura's put up in the past, they've taken the story and they've tweaked it a wee bit, you know, changed the odd word here and there, whatever, and threw it on their page, claiming it to be theirs. When it's really no theirs. It's what's the word for that?
Yeah,
Plagiarism, whatever it is, you know. And you know, if you're going to do a kind of story for your page, then take the time and research it and write it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, luckily so far, I mean, touch wood, we've put videos out with some really good evidence. I mean, touch wood, there's only been one. I don't know whether you've heard of him. Slapped Ham.
No.
He does a lot of Instagram. What is it? But he takes other people's evidence.
And just puts it on,
regardless of whether they've said yes to it or not.
Yeah, it didn't.
And he'll put it on there, and he'll put it on his page, going like, "Oh, this is a shadow figure that figures are spotted it," and without actually putting, "Oh, I've taken this off Conjure Quests."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If you're going to use somebody else's video or maybe student, you know, to me, contact the person first and say, "Look, I really liked your video. Can I put it on my page and I'll put a wee mention
had to message
at the bottom?" You know,
well, that's the thing. I mean, like I said, with our friends, we did Ashbourne. Was it Ashbourne?
Yeah,
we did Ashbourne Town Hall.
Yeah, did a few.
And I mean, obviously, they're our best mates. But even out of courtesy with Maria, who did some really good footage, even out of courtesy, I've messaged her and said, like, right, can I use that footage in our video?
Exactly, even though we know them.
Even though, you don't need to ask.
Courtesy,
but
isn't it?
It's courtesy.
Exactly. It's courtesy and it's respect, and it's, you know, you don't take the credit for yourself. You just say, "Well, I'll stick your name at the bottom of the post or whatever, and say this was yours," and I posted it. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they'll just take it, whether it be a video, a story, whatever, and they'll just bang it up on their page and say, "Oh, look what I caught or we caught."
Wrong, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know. But it's too much it goes on, and I think people are just trying to get the fame, and they think there's something bigger than the.
That's what I said. I mean, we're
just enjoy the journey.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's like
got time for that.
It's like we've always said, we're nothing special.
No, don't.
Do you know what I mean? We're
just enjoying what we do.
We've got good techniques that work for us.
Yeah.
That's us. There's a lot. I mean, in respect, there's a hell of a lot of teams out there that
works different.
Yeah, that have got different techniques, and the stuff that they capture is absolutely amazing, and the way they work is absolutely amazing.
It's respect to everybody.
You know, and it's got a lot of respect to everybody else, and not just, like you say, the odd team that's going to sit there and go, "Well, we're the best."
I hate that,
and I can't stand that.
I can't.
I've seen somebody says, "You know, we're the best team in the UK." I think, bollocks! No, you're not. There's no such thing, you know. And, you know, as you say that, you know, you're just a small team, same as us. We're not trying. We're not wanting, you know, a contract with Sky or any of that bollocks. You think?
Yeah.
Once you start, they disrespect everybody who does it. You know, it's their thing. But I think once you get down that road, it takes the personal side of it, because you're then working for the man, and you must deliver. And it takes, you know, and as I said earlier on, you get nights where you're meant to go and investigate, but you just can't be annoyed. You think, but if you're signed up to somebody, then you need to go.
That's it.
Yeah. I was going to say you're contracted in, aren't you?
Exactly.
You think, well, you know, I might be dying with the flu.
I mean, with me, like, I mean, I kind of.
You're losing it.
Yeah, sorry. From my arms there. I personally, I do it because of the enjoyment of doing it, and the fascination of, I suppose, that, you know, like getting conversation with spirit and looking into how far as a unity, how far it is possible to go. You know what I mean? Into that the answers that everybody's after.
That's it. I mean, we're no. You get people out there that say, "Right, I'm going to prove the paranormal. I'm going to prove that there's life." We all know there's life after death, you know. And we're a wee bit skeptic. I think you've got to be a wee bit You've got to have that wee bit skeptic in you, you know. But obviously, we believe that, you know, once you leave here, you go somewhere else. And we're trying to find out as much as possible, but, you know, where it is, do we have the choice to stay here, or can we go, you know, upstairs, as they say, whatever it might be. And the other thing that I like is that if a lot of you get teams that say, "Oh, I'll never do the same location twice," you know, and does it not get boring going back to the same location time after time? We don't think so, because we London Kirk, we've built up what we feel is a good relationship with the spirits, and we're learning more and more, you know, about these people. So you're not just trying to, you know, find the answers. You know, where do you go? That's
it. I mean, it's like with the Talbot Hotel in the West Midlands, Stowbridge. Now, I mean, we went to that. We did that place the first time round, just as a one-off, and the interaction and the answers that we got through, and a few EVPs that I suppose it started to unravel a story. Right. You know, I mean, we've probably done about what, four or five times now, and got something new and got further into answers. Pretty much every time we get back there.
You get one question, and you're like, I need an answer to that. And it's just the intriguement of going back and finding out.
What's there,
and what the answers are, and what's going on, and why they're there, and it's really good.
You said the intriguement, and that is exactly it. You know, when you do manage to communicate with a spirit, and you same spirit, you get a name and stuff. You think, right? I want to know more about this person.
That was my first full-on experience there. I actually got briefed at on camera. I was doing a lone walk around on camera, just showing Facebook, like on our
doing
page, a live Facebook, and I literally got breathed at on camera. And I got that captured, and that changed my mind totally. I mean, I was completely skeptic before that happened.
I was going to say,
I am still slightly skeptic, but having that was something I can't explain. And
do you think it's important to be skeptic about? I was talking to Alec Dorans last week about this, and you know, we obviously everybody in our team, same as yourself, have had some kind of experience, you know, personally. You know, I've had my sleeve tugged on my hoodie a couple of times. You know, it can be the slightest wee thing that's happened to you personally, you know, so you've looked through, well, something that somebody did that, you know. I hate it.
Hate that,
One thing is when people investigating, they say, well, the thing I hate is when they say there's something in that corner. You think there's no something in that, there's someone in that corner.
That's it,
you know, it's all right. You know, it's all right saying I heard something. You know, that's totally different. When they say there's something in that corner, say, no, there's a person, there's someone there. But I think the skeptic bit is you need to be skeptic when you get into a location, you know, rather than walk in 100% paranormal, thinking, right, this is haunted, and you know,
The thing is, it helps. I mean, because I suppose like everybody, you've got to be able to. I mean, because if I can debunk something. Then I'm going to debunk it.
We've purposely gone back in order to
I mean,
try and debunk what happened.
It's like we've seen, like the shadow figure again, the Talbot Hotel, and I mean that was just. I mean,
that was the same night I got breathed at.
I mean, I didn't believe it. I mean, I've got to be honest. Until I'd seen that with my own eyes, I mean, I never believed. You know, when you see these shows and they're like, oh yeah, they've seen a shadow. The shadow's been seen on the stairs, and you're thinking that don't seem.
You don't think it's real to experience it yourself
until you experience it yourself, and then you're thinking, oh, that's just opened my eyes on that little bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said that many a time. You know, you get people that go along to investigation and they're skeptic, and all that needs to happen to them is the slightest little thing. You know, I'm not talking about tables flying through the air and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
you know, it can be they could hear, see, smell, you know, the slightest thing that they've experienced that puts that wee bit. It's not you're trying to convert them. You're just trying to say, look, keep an open mind.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Basically, I'm not telling you, you know, you must be 100%, but just get in, you know, and it's when you see their face change,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
and nothing else around them's changed, you know, so you know the cause of their face changing is nothing that's happened in that room to everybody else. It's something that's happened to them.
Yeah.
I think that's when the wee kind of light goes on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That's what I said. I suppose it's them levels, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get them levels of kind of understanding, shall I say?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, first of all, you'll have the.
Oh, Nigel's there.
You'll have like, to start with, you'll have somebody that sits there and goes, like with you with that. I mean, she never really understood spirit.
No.
And was quite, like you said, skeptical until you had that breathing breath in your ear.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, a good friend of ours, he's like, he does history hunting. He does history hunting.
Yeah, Black Country history hunting.
And he puts videos out about history around the area.
West Midlands area.
And again, I mean, we took him.
He knows nothing about the paranormal.
Yeah, we took him to the one of our locations, and after seeing tech go off on response. He like you said about face change and expression change. It was that kind of like whoa, and then he went. I mean, he personally went into panic mode. He was like, "Oh, we're not welcome here. We're not welcome. Oh, if we're not welcome, I'm going. I don't feel right here." But I suppose with us, I suppose the longer you're in it, the more immune you get to that.
You do. I've got a comment for all of this. I think you do become immune to, you know. I mean, like I say, that night when I get my elbow tucked, my sleeve tucked. I was at London Cup, but I was in a wee graveyard walk myself at night time, pitch black, and I was at a burial plot up the back. It's a family plot, and I was just standing, and I felt two wee tugs on my sleeve.
Oh wow!
Nobody else was there. I felt these, but I didn't jump out my skin or out my hood or anything, you know. Whereas somebody else, you know, I'm not saying I'm a big brave warrior, but you know, as you say, Andy, you know, this guy was a wee bit weary and all the rest of it. But as the longer we do it, the more we expect it, and so when it does happen, you might get a wow moment, you know.
Yeah.
Or did you see that? You know, but you don't kind of run away like most haunted out the door, you know.
Yeah, it makes you ask more questions, doesn't it?
Well, so kind of like the night I witnessed an unexplained missing through window. Scott never saw that, or when we got brown sheep. We did a castle, I guess, a couple of years ago, I think now, and there was 4 or 5 days there, and everybody's seen, they described as a white mist going by, but it would have been the windows and the door. But I never seen the bloody thing. Everybody else see it. You know, they saw it at different times. I never got to see it. And then we're investigating. We're out in Cutler's a farm nearby where the family that's buried in the Kirk used to live. And we done one investigation we done at the Kirk. I asked, we've got access, we're lucky enough to have access to the farm, but at the back of the farm there's this distinct half-circle big wall. And I said, can you tell me what was behind that wall? And it came back, sheep.
Oh, God. Wow.
So I said, can you tell me what colour the sheep were? Because there's black sheep and there's white sheep up at the farm. So I was wanting to see, and it came back brune.
No, that's right.
But I asked a short time later, and it came back brune again. And so the owner of the farm texted me a couple of days later. He says, see your brown sheep. He says, see the field next to where we are? There's brown sheep.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
And he says, I'd never noticed it before. He says, till I've been out and I've seen the brown sheep. So, I mean, it's wee bits with that, but the mist, everybody else has seen it. And I would tell you, that way, everybody else has seen it, so you feel kind of left out.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it. Yeah.
Why am I not seeing it? But the day our location we speak, sometimes it's an old school, and one particular night we were down the stairs and everybody kept, pointing. They could all hear footsteps up the stairs. I couldn't hear diddly squat. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm hearing nothing here, but everybody else could hear it.
It's annoying. I mean, because I'm like 20 years in the factory, I'm kind of deaf. So I mean, the amount of conversations we'll have when Trace will pick, because I mean Trace has got brilliant hearing, so Trace will pick up EVPs.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I can't hear nothing.
I can hear the slightest whisper.
I'm like, there's nothing there. Where's this EVP? And it's an absolute nightmare.
You and I are very much the same. And Laura's deaf, but she's quite good at picking up EVP. She was Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah could hear a pin drop 10 mile of it. I swear to God, it's not human. The hearing. Me, no, I'm not totally deaf, but my hearing was better than it. It had been better, but it's when they say, "Did you hear footsteps?" You're like, and it does get annoying. You start thinking there's something, you take it personally.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. I've got to. I mean, like, I suppose the best. I suppose footsteps. The best place was our location, isn't it? I mean, that's probably about the first time
footsteps.
I mean, heard like clear footsteps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the same as we've done it, where we've been out with friends on a location.
Yeah, I went to Guy's Cliff. That was.
Yeah, and that was quite interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting and active, definitely.
But again, that was one of them places where people were seeing shadows and hearing stuff that we weren't picking up on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you, I don't know, it might sound a stupid question, but do you think that spirit can sometimes just pick and choose who they want to be seen or heard by?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we had that same thing Saturday. We had two different voice recorders in the same location, just different ends of the room. And when Andy asked out, he didn't get any response. When I asked out, I got a full conversation. It's just the way it is. They choose whether maybe it's a male, maybe it's a female.
The thing is, what you've got
depends.
I suppose what you've got to look at, is it's their personality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, they. I mean, maybe it's just my theory, but they are still going to have the same personality in the afterlife they had in the, when there was
the physical.
And I suppose it's one of them things where and we've always said it, if you like, let's say you go into a room and you're like, right, and you come across as quite aggressive or quite forceful when you're talking to spirit, the same as if they was alive, they'd be like, I ain't talking to you. You know what I mean? Whereas if you've got somebody there talking dead softly and dead politely, and you know what I mean, it's more inviting.
We've had that a couple of times. We had it at Covenant's prison, but the most recent one was a place we did was Caldwell. Sarah, Lorna, and I went. Well, it was during the day, and there was the old stairwell. It's an old manor house. It's ruins now, but we got basically activity on the stairwell, and one day the 3 years were up, and we weren't getting anything, and it was Sarah or Laura asked, do you want Scott to go away? And they said, I basically bugger off.
Yeah.
So
really good personalities, these spirits.
They weren't interested in me, so I ended up just I went down the basement for a basement. The basement's still pretty good condition. So I went walking about in the basement, and Sarah and Laura done the and they did quite a good investigation. You know, with bugger logs out the road.
Yeah.
Laura says she's happy to send it. If you send it to me, daughter, I can send it to Andy and Tracey. And the same happened at the Covenant. We did a few years back now. We did a Covenant as in we asked, you know, would you rather talk to a male or a female? And it came back, you know, female basically. So I get dealt to do one again. It makes you feel unpopular. What's wrong with me? You know.
Why not me? It's not fair.
I mean, I'm a Glaswegian, you know, I'm quite a sociable guy, you know. Like that to them, you know.
And it just, I was gonna say, it's like us though. I mean, it's like we found that a lot of I'd say probably 60% of the time, spirit love talking to female more than they do male.
Do you think that's maybe because it's a kind of motherly thing?
Yeah.
You know, we at Caldwell, there's quite a few child spirits there that we picked up on, and they tended to veer more towards the women than the men. So we thought maybe that's a kind of motherly, you know, there's some of that kind of motherly instinct, you know. And then, but then the other side of the coin is if you get a male spirit, you know, who was in the physical life as a bit of a ladies' man, you know, he liked the ladies and that, then, you know, once he passes, he probably still like the ladies here. I don't want to talk to any guys. I like to talk to the chicks. Get the woman in here. I like to talk to these.
Oh, the prime example of that. There's a place over called Graiseley Old Hall. In Wolverhampton. Is it Wolverhampton?
Yeah, Wolverhampton.
Yeah, Wolverhampton.
Graiseley Old Hall, the house that cries. You probably heard of it.
Have you heard of that one?
Great. How do you pronounce it?
The house that cries.
Graiseley.
Graiseley.
G-R-E. Is it G-R-E?
L-E-Y.
No, there's two. There's Graiseley Old Hall.
There's Graiseley Old.
And then there's Graiseley Old Hall.
It's Graiseley Old Hall. I'm thinking of. So
you got. But this place used to be
a brothel.
It used to be a brothel.
In past in history,
Yeah. So we did it with it was like a couple, a few friends of ours, and I walked into this one room. What do you know? It was like hello spirit.
You walked in confident as you do. And hi spirits, and then you had a reply, hi honey.
This come through on EVP, straight away.
I'm like, hold on a second. It's pretty cool.
It was like,
that was really good.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same space where I kind of was having a little bit of tech going off on the bed until I lay down on the bed.
Yeah, I think you invaded this space.
Yeah, and then it just went the tech just went mental.
Because you were in the, you know, as Tracey says, you invaded the space, but you see that's the thing, you know. I've spoken to a few people in the past, and they think that once you pass over, you become this supreme being, and you know all sorts of things. You think, no, to me, you're just the same kind of person, and you have a sense of humour and all the rest. I mean,
that's it.
And I mean, Sarah's been sworn at many times on investigations. She's been called X, Y, and Z, you know, and tell to F off and all the rest of it. So
I think we get the swears.
I see you call fat as well. One of the spirits fat one, you know.
I've not got to that degree yet, but we do have the swear words. To get the aggressive ones that are just I don't care.
Yeah, I think the worst I've been called was see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Which
we say to put that together there. Sorry.
No. That was through the S-test method. Doing S-test method, and I mean this was a guy. He'd never ever done the S-test. It's a guy that we've kind of took under our wing at the moment. We're kind of like,
God bless it. It's lovely,
teaching him the basics
yeah,
kind
he's
of
just
thing.
starting up, and we'll give him a few little calibers.
Oh, that's good. That's I
Yeah.
think there's more of that needed as well. People are just starting out, you know. I'm not changing the subject, Danny. Just just starting out, and because I know, you know, a lot of people are getting into the paranormal and they're watching all these ghost shows and all the rest and
That's
things
it,
like that.
Yeah, just
But
experience it properly.
if you can get a genuine team like yourselves, you know, just plain and simple, no airs and graces, and just so,
just genuine.
you know, just come with us. We'll show you what it can be like, you know, and take it for there. And it's a good way to get people in, because I think a lot of people come out of the paranormal expecting Ghostbusters or Ghost Adventures or Ghost Haunted, you know, and they go along to their first investigation, maybe at a castle or graveyard, and they're like, nothing. That's a load of crap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
that's it, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, I mean, we all start somewhere, don't we? And you know, I mean, I kind of learned because I've been, like I said, I've been studying it for over 30 years.
No, different ways. Though.
Excuse me.
You've done the demonology and stuff.
Yeah, and I've done demonology, and you know what I mean. I've done the dark side, I've done the light side, but obviously, you know, I didn't really have anybody to show me. So it is nice when you know it's not. I mean, like I said, we ain't that experienced, and we're nothing special.
Still learning.
But,
everyone's still learning.
You know, we've got good techniques that seem to work.
You try anything.
Yeah. So it is nice when you can kind of like steer people, steer and help. Direction. Yeah, people in the right direction.
You can give them that wee bit of, you know, advice. But I want to get back to it, but I want to hear about the see you next Tuesday bit with the method you were telling us about. So
we was down in the we'll say a dark entity down in the cellar.
Just a dark spirit, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, what it was basically,
a very happy man.
To cut into the story of the obviously because you got the brothel above, so there was a doctor that used to operate in the basement that used to terminate the unwanted children. Obviously, because this place was kind of kept hush hush from you know what I mean, everyday life kind of thing. And I was asking questions.
Pushing the boundaries.
I was really pushing it. And first I got told to F off. You know, we don't want you here. And then I was like, no, I'm not going, blah, blah, blah. I was like, if you're going to do something, do it now, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, he turns round and he goes, I will rip your genitalia off, shall we say. See you next Tuesday.
So they saw that that's still their area, that's their territory, and you don't belong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it was nice that we had tech response.
Yeah.
Going off at the same time.
Yeah.
We're no a big tech team. We're more the frame of mind that spirits. It's going to sound bad. It's simple, basic.
Yeah.
You know, a spirit for the 16th, 17th century doesn't give a what you can take your boat with.
No.
They just want to talk to somebody, basically. Yeah. But tech it. We use the K2s, the MPOs, cat balls, the basic kind of stuff. Yeah. And it is good when you get responses. And we use the voice recorders on the phones for our EVPs and the necrophonic necrophonic app. No act. You know. So, you know, no offense. I know you get these guys who go and spend thousands on fancy cameras and heat seeking and you know all the rest of it. Spirits, they don't care, you know.
I mean, we've got a camera. We've got 2 cameras, two voice recorders, and then we've got, I suppose, more scientific tech to kind of like check for changes in the ambience, changes in the magnetic field, changes in the temperature.
Don't always use them though.
You know what I mean? Just so that, you know, when like if you're getting cold spots, then you can put that tech down, and then if that's going blue, then you can kind of prove that you know it kind of backs it up a little bit. And the
tech is good to back up. You get the heat gun as well. Not the heat gun.
Yeah,
that's a tech arm heat gun. You know, you fire the away.
A thermo.
Definitely.
One of the things, you know. So that's good as well. We've done it. We've all investigations. We've felt a wee bit of cold spot here and there. So it's good to have that, just to, you know, maybe check.
That's it.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, I think, you know, it's just spirits basic. Just talk to them, you know. Just that's all they want. They just
sit there with the voice recorder sometimes, leave it running, and you know, just call out. You get some amazing responses.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's it. I mean, we've had.
The quieter it is, the better you get the EVP.
Yeah. I mean, we've had. I mean, like we've done it where we've put tech down in a locked off area.
It'd be distracting.
And then we've had tech going off with nobody in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just whether it's residual or intelligent is.
But we've had EVP before it goes off.
Yeah.
And an actual response in without asking any questions, a random sentence or a random word, and then the REM pod goes off, just in an empty space.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It just proves that there's something there.
Exactly. And there's 101 different things you can try. You know, you come up with your own stuff and all the rest. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. You know, we tried. One time we tried with 4 cat balls, and we put it kind of north, south, east, and west. We put a REM pod in the middle. You know, and the idea was if a cat ball went off, say the west one went off, then the REM pod in the east one went off, and you knew the spirit was going that way.
That's it, because you never get more than one sometimes going off, especially to pick one.
I mean, a good one that we took the idea from what they're called, Paranormal Press, an events company that we did an event with.
Shropshire Prison.
Yeah, we did Shrewsbury Prison, and they did the phone. They did the phone experiment.
Locked one phone off in an empty room, and then several rooms down, or
another phone.
And listening.
The
whole group was with it. It's amazing what comes through.
Absolutely. But then we decided that we was going to take it that one step further and do S-test method.
With the phone experiment.
So we had somebody, I've got a camera in the room with whoever was doing the S-test method.
Yeah.
But turn the phone on and then come out, lock that room off, and then went to a different part of the building and did the questions through the phone experiment, basically.
It's almost like the EVPs that came into the room amplified.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. We could maybe try that.
It's well worth doing.
We did it first at Tutbury Castle.
Yeah.
And we've got a baby giggle as well on the staircase. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, which we've had backed up that there was a child in
a child there, yeah.
It's when you get children.
Reports, yeah.
Well, we've done it's a location we've done a few times. With one night we were all there. There must have been, I don't know. There was us and there was Spike team as well, and we came out of one room, and just as we all came out of this room, we heard this little girl's. Oh, what was it? Was it hiya? Hello?
Hiya.
It was like,
hi.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We have that.
Hiya.
I'm here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's always not. It is though. It's nice when you get that though.
It is saddening to hear children, but again, it's a wonderful experience now.
It's a nice experience, and you know, everybody stopped at the same time. So you know, sometimes you think you hear something, but you don't really. It's just your head. But everybody stopped, and we all looked at each other. I mean, did you just hear a wee girl? You know, and it was just, you know, hiya, and it's where you get, as we were saying earlier on, it doesn't need to be a massive piece of evidence. It can be just one word.
One little thing,
You
it
know,
just makes it worth it,
and you just get back to what you're saying with people just coming out of paranormal. I think this is what they need, you know, these people need to understand.
Yeah.
You know, it can just be one word. It can be touch your cheek.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, something's touched your cheek, you know, or something's made that K2 go off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, you know, you get people say, when him because it was a crap night, we just had one flash at a cat ball. But to me, that's still a result.
Yeah. We've had too,
I mean,
this is the funny one.
Oh, God, yeah. Talking to the Daniel's Mill. I mean, that was.
It was quiet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that quiet to the stage where 3/4 of the way into the investigation.
3 hours.
3 hours into the we was like, okay, so it's one of them pancaking nights, like, you know, spirit waffling, spirit don't want to play, and then the cat ball goes off, and I'm not kidding you, I'm like, I was that excited that it was uncontrollable, just because that cat ball, and that made my night. That did.
Yeah.
That was it. Then I was like, I've had that cat ball go off. I'm happy.
Continued for 2 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah. 2 minutes non-stop.
It can be one. It can be one flash at a cat ball. You know, you can be sitting there for 4 or 5 hours, and you know,
any other time.
You might not get. You might do investigations, and I've said this before to people as well. You go and you can spend 5 hours in one location. And you know, say, right, we'll wrap it up. It's like 4 in the morning, we'll go home. But you still had a good night.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. It's the experience.
Exactly. You know, because you've been out with your team, with your friends, whoever it is there. You've had a bit of a laugh and a bit of banter and what have you. You've done what you love doing. Spirit, as you said, Andy, Spirit's one they want to play, because let's face it, at the end of the day, we can try all we want, but Spirit is why I talk to you, that you're getting diddly, you're getting him empty-handed, you know, and they could be sitting right next to you.
Well, that's
it. You don't know.
You know, we've said that before. That I suppose you, in a sense, especially if it's a popular location, there's got to be days where that spirit's just sitting in the background, going, "Oh, for God's sake, not today."
Right.
No, not gonna happen today.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 200 years. I'm having a night after it. You know.
That's it. Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah. Because people don't want to interact, and that's the way it is.
Exactly, Tracy. People might laugh at that. Might say, "You're talking crap. It doesn't work. Doesn't work like that." But who's to say that it does? It's not just as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, you could be. I have a spirit sitting right next to you on a bench in an old school hall, sitting looking at you, thinking, "I'm not talking to you." I'm going to sit and watch you, but I'm doing. You know, I'm saying nothing. You know,
but again, it goes back to, like I said, about. I mean, I'd say there's probably everybody on this planet that sits there some mornings and just goes, "I just want to do nothing today."
Aye.
You know what I mean? The same as Spirit, they're just, you know, they're going to have off days. They're going to have days where they just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
We all get days where we just don't want to talk to people, and it's not that you don't like them, or you know, it's. I used to work in a call centre years back, and every time when I came home, I stayed myself at the time. When I came home, I would get to the house, and it was a ritual. I would just sit in my chair. How old am I? Sit in my armchair.
Yeah.
No phone, no nothing. And I'd sit there for about 15, 20 minutes. No one to talk, because I'd been talking to people all day. And you just wanted that space, you know, or
Yeah.
somebody phone and say, you know, there's a night out tonight, you come and say, no, I'm not interested, I'm not going. You know, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And
It
just
is-
wanted time.
Yeah, they need a lot of energy. They use a lot of their energy to create anything. Like even to speak, I think it's all about the energy.
Yeah.
It's all about collecting it. Do you find that less known locations, you know, you were saying, and you know, well known locations, you know, spirit maybe gets fed up, talk to people and what have you. But do you find that if you go to an unknown location, you know, that no very many people have been to, or maybe nobody's been to? We found this at Caldwell. The spirit, you get a lot of activity. You get
Of course, yeah.
Definitely.
It's what we was only having this conversation the other day. Obviously, this location that we've that we've started we're going to be starting to hire out for other teams, is that if you've got somewhere that's never been done, then you've got let's say you've got like 5 or 6 spirits that for one reason or another have not passed over, and that you know that they're just wandering the ethos, let's say. Now you come in and you go, right, okay, and the first thing you do, is there any spirits in the room that want to come forward and communicate? They like that. Somebody actually wants to talk to me.
I 100%. That's what I said. The passion. They've came to talk to us. Let's go. Who's first? You know.
Yeah.
And it's a bit to form a queue in it. You know, like I've been here the longest. You can. I'm going first.
Yeah.
As I said, we've had spirits like begging to be crossed over. We've had begging. We've had that, and then we've had, we need your help.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing experience. You know, they're there for some reason. And
sorry, go on, Tracey.
Yeah, that's what we've experienced, even from our new location. I mean, they've admitted they need our help. Through EVP, we need your help. And there's a massive story behind it. We've had so much. We know there's children. We know there's mothers and fathers. And I think the first investigation, we've only ever done 2 lengthy investigations at this place. The first time we got 3 names. And they're just really willing to contact them. They just want to talk their heads up, like tell you everything. It's amazing what you learn, where they're from and who they are. The whole point is to find out who they are.
That's what we love. You know, I mean, Loud and Kirk, when we first started going there, Laura had seen a black shadow down the back of the Kirk, and the girls just would not get down anywhere near the back of the Kirk. And we always felt there was a male walking up and down the back end of the Kirk. And we always felt that, you know, he didn't want us there. And we had other teams in with Paranormal Exposures there for America. They came and they felt the same thing. Spig done it as well. And but the more we went, we ended up learning who this gentleman was.
Yeah.
And it turned out that, you know, his family, he's buried there, but his family's buried there as well. And the atmosphere changed for the girls. The girls get down there no problem because they know who this man is, and they know that he's not there to harm anybody. He's basically looking after his family.
Oh,
wow. Bloody hell.
That's amazing.
So I said, it's nice, isn't it? I mean, like you said, it's that opportunity to kind of, you know, this is. I mean, you might have a spirit that's been trapped for over 1,000 years or whatever, let's say, and it's only when you walk into that location for the first time and you actually ask out that, you know, that all of a sudden they've got a massive long line of conversation that they're almost that they want to get out. And
I've got so much to tell you. You know, where can I start?
Whereas it's like you go to a location that's been done to death, they're like, oh, for God's sake, have I got to give him my name again?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, how many times have I got to tell this story?
Or you get these occasions that I've talked about to our American team, Jennifer, more hyped than haunted.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you get places, and I won't say anything against these. Some of them are fantastic locations, but they've got that many different reports coming for it, and people go expecting the world and all the rest of it, and they come back with nothing because it's all reputation. Jennifer calls it they sell the ghost, basically.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say, yeah. There is, I mean, we've had a few locations where they've been majorly sold, and then we've walked in and you don't really get that feeling. Obviously, because like I said, I'm kind of practicing mediumship, and some places you walk in and you've got that atmosphere, you've got that, you'll sense things, you'll see things, and then other places you sit there and think, well, spirit must be well hidden in this location.
I like couple of mediumship too. So just a lot of comments. Caldwell and children were devastated. Caldwell, it's a big story about Caldwell, but there's history. I was a child. I hate using the word a children's psychiatric mental hospital. There's good and bad stories about it. A lot of them are quite horrific, basically. Guys that lived in the car, I was always scared of the plot, but I did a lone vigil in the cut for about 20 minutes. And for the first 5, I was petrified, but actually I realised he was protecting his family. I have to go to the plot now. I don't feel scared. That's what I'm saying. The girls that you're doing, no bother now. Daylight, because we've done investigations all different times, daytime, nighttime, and at first we were, I'm not going anywhere near that, no chance. But now they're quite happy. I don't know if you've ever experienced it when you go to a location and you could have been at this location 20, 30 times, but you go this one time and you can sense that the atmosphere's changed.
Yeah.
Have you had that before?
Yeah.
I think I'd say probably, I'd say probably the one I'd say more than anywhere else would be the Talbot Hotel.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was because obviously every time we went, we was getting closer to answers.
But truth.
Yeah, I mean, we went.
He wasn't very happy.
No, the first couple of times it was like, okay, we're getting tech response, we're getting answers, we're getting some good responses through the S-test method that made sense. And then I think say probably the 4th time of going, we was doing the S-test method, and they'd had the night before they'd had a 50th birthday party in the main hall, because you've got like a big ballroom and then you've got a masonry's masonry's side room bar. Now we were sat in this masonry's room and I was asking her relevant questions, and I say pushing spirit a little bit to get secrets that we knew were being kept. And like you say, that atmosphere just completely, it was like it weren't the same. Like you said, it was almost like a different location.
Yeah, you had like a complete smash, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's a lock-off camera in the room opposite on the other side, which you could see the doorway to the ballroom. And I just started the S-test message, so I didn't hear it. But there was all this almighty bang. We got it on camera, and there were these big thumpy footsteps and a smash, and there was nothing. You couldn't see anything.
No, happen. I was going to say there was only
the sound was there.
You see, there's like 4 doors into the hall, into the ballroom, but they're all swing doors, so they go both ways.
Yeah.
So there's no way you could slam that door.
Smashed or banged.
And obviously
no doors moved.
No. Well, obviously, because like I was saying, they'd had a party in there the night before, and they'd not cleaned any of the glasses up or anything else.
Yeah.
So obviously, we'd had, when we went into the ballroom after the SDS, we went up the one end of the ballroom and there was smashed glass on the floor.
Glass on the floor, yeah.
Now,
But we
obviously,
didn't catch it on camera
because obviously we
We're not
hadn't
sure.
took photos
Yeah,
previously, we
Yeah.
don't know whether that
We
had been
can't
smashed
tell.
from the
Yeah.
night before.
Aye.
we can't say what it was.
But yeah, I mean, it's the change in atmosphere when I started out.
Dropped, yeah.
It went really, as I call it, it's like a heavy oppression on the back of your shoulders. And it was round about the same time that I was told to back away or else. And I was like, well, what are you going to do? And there was a lot, obviously, let's say I'm sitting here and there's like the bars there and there's a load of glasses sat on the bar still. And this is when I've got tech response to say there's a change in atmosphere as I was feeling it. And then it's like, watch your head.
Yeah.
And these glasses are like right in
in
line.
front of you.
And this is where I'm going, don't you dare, seriously, just don't.
Literally just stop there and then.
Yeah, we just cut it there and then. It was like, no, I'm not taking that
Yeah,
risk.
it got pretty deep, that one.
See, I like just Laura. I was like my one witness of Dempsey knew I was scared if he was elusive, overbearing to anybody. He knew I was one female, and he was different, made me feel welcome, and I'll always call him Mr. Dempster. He was a gentleman. But yeah, that's generally he likes if you don't use his full name, he'll not answer you. Sounds stupid. I know people probably should have called him bollocks, but he likes his title, which is fine. Yeah. He passed in 1892. No, it's in 1890s, right past 1892. And he was a farmer, a landowner kind of thing. So, back then, title was a big thing.
Well, that's it. I was going to say, yeah. When you go, like I said, going back again to what I said about what they was like in real life. To, you know what I mean? Like you said, if that was his title, and he was proud of that title, then
which is fine, and. It shows respect, we were in there, right, James, we're here, rather than right, Mr. Dempster, we're here, or, Mr. James, whatever, then you do tend to get responses often. But I know the atmosphere changing, it was a weird feeling, as you say, Andy, with the hotel as well. To me, London had always felt the same, felt welcome. I was freaked out, whatever. But the girls noticed it more than I did. But I still noticed it, but it just seemed to tell in a calmer, peaceful. And it was just after we found out who the gentleman was, and why he was there, basically. So your mediumship, Andy, you were saying, you walk into a place. Do you kind of walk into a place and feel that you're being watched, that there's people standing around you, or whatever? Is that the kind of feeling you get? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, because at the moment I'm not fully, like my third eye's not fully open, and I'm not, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you can walk in, and I'll get a vision to the right hand side of me, like a pic. You can get a name that's written on a piece of card. Or you won't see people, but when you get that feeling, oh God, excuse me, sometimes you'll get that feeling that somebody's standing behind you, and somebody's standing behind you. You get that feeling, but you'll get a directional feeling. So you'll God, excuse me. It's like when you went, like, say you're out and about somewhere, and you'll sit there, and you'll say to the missus, without even looking, you'll go, I feel like I'm being watched. And it's that same sort of feeling. But it is nice on some occasions where they will actually show themselves.
I've had that a couple of times. I've had the loaded cut ones and felt at the back of the Dempster plot. I knew there was somebody right there. Yeah. And I was expecting to see him standing there, but it was obviously couldn't see it. But somebody's right there behind me. I had in the school with Spig as well. At the end of the corridor, so I can feel there's somebody standing. I done as alive, and there's a guy named Dennis. He's a medium, and this guy's spot on. I said I can feel that there's somebody at the end of this corridor standing, and Dennis commented, there's a male standing, arms folded, watching you.
Bloody hell, wow. Yeah.
You know,
that's what you could pick up on. Just, you know, even like spirit has a way of making. I don't know whether it's consciousness or of just knowing certain things. Sometimes.
It's a sense that everybody's got.
Yeah.
It's just how sensitive you are to that.
Mm. Even though I've done it once or twice, and I don't even do mediumship, but I picked up on something behind me or in a certain area of the room and had tech go off to confirm it, but it just happens. It's just random, isn't it? Only once or twice. I mean, it's not very often.
No.
Do you think, Tracey, it's because, you know, obviously you're into paranormal now, you've done investigations, and it's like a barrier has come down?
Yeah, it's like you're more sensitive to it, yeah.
You know, the more investigations you do, the lower that barrier. But you're not aware of it coming down, it just comes down.
Just happens, yeah.
You do, because you're desensitised to, you know, I mean, like, let's face it, let's all go back to our first, as we'd say, terrifying or weird experience and you'd probably freak out. Whereas now, you know, you it's like I was only on about to my mate the other day, like, it becomes normal, doesn't it?
Almost. Yeah.
So you, let's say we go back to when we was all kids, and a lot of imaginary friends that we had were probably spirit.
Aye, it's the old, you know, who's to say that it wasn't spirit, the old imaginary friend scenario.
But as parents, you desensitise your children to that.
Yeah, because you're meant to believe that it doesn't exist.
They don't exist.
Yeah.
So there's almost like it, because obviously you're taking on board and accepting what your parents say. You almost ignore that
you block it out.
and block it out.
Mm-hmm.
So then till you get to that stage where you become blind to it, and it's only when you start experiencing stuff, and like I said, you start literally going back to a child and desensitizing again, that you can start picking up, like you said with yourself, when you sense something behind you.
Happens, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the more
lately.
the more you listen to that,
the more you
and take that on board, the more it becomes, the easier it becomes to pick up on that.
Aye, and the less likely you are, as I said earlier on, with Laura saying Dennis is everything. He does a lot with Spike, and this guy's spot on.
Yeah.
I still feel it changing, but it's not a scary thing. It's like, I'm here, I'm the boss, and I want to talk. I talk with James Dempster. But no, I totally agree. You become more open to it and more acceptable. Susceptible.
Yeah,
you know,
susceptible. Yeah.
Aye, that word.
That's the one.
What he said, that word. And it becomes a part of everyday, everyday life. How can you explain what happened at Kilwinning Abbey with me with a blindfold, no hearing? That was an interesting one. I played Kilwinning Abbey. It's an old abbey. So one night we went down, and Laura's deaf, but I called it her Walkman. It used to drive her nuts. Her hearing aids broke, but so they gave us a wee set of headphones and a microphone sort of thing. And so we decided to go to Kilwinning Abbey one night. We went into what was one of the old rooms, and we put Laura in one corner, and we went live, and I stood in the other corner with a whiteboard, and I says to the folk in the chat, somebody tell me what to put on this board. So it turned out somebody says circle, so I put a circle on it. Now, I was the only one that could see the board, the people in the chat could always but and so I says, can you tell me what I put on this board? And it took a few minutes, but then Laura turned around and said, circle.
Wow.
So that's psychic. That's psychic link then.
It is, yeah.
That'd be psychic link.
Yeah.
And we got another
working
3.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say we get circle, and I think we got another 3 correct ones.
Yeah.
That night, and we were happy with it. We were happy with the result. You know, who you said psychic link.
Yeah, it's like
6th sense.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say. I mean, it's go on.
Yeah, it's just the way that spirit can almost use your senses to manipulate and work through you, should I say, talk to you through you. And yeah, it happens.
Yes, I was going to say, because a lot of people are bought, like, you may have spirit with you. Anything from a loved one to whatever. So obviously, if you've got, I mean, obviously, even if let's say she was there for, you know, or you're still going to get spirit that'll talk to you internally, that can show you. You know what I mean? He pretty much turn sound into vision or vision into sound. And obviously, I mean, it's something that I've practiced myself, where turning cards upside down and then guessing what numbers underneath each card. And that it is literally a form of psychic.
Same theory, yeah.
Yeah, it's a form of I mean, some God, excuse me, throat's good. If you're in tune with that certain sense, then you can you can see through it.
It's not these wee things that make it so fascinating. You know, you just don't know. You just say, spirit can. Sorry, Tracy, when you go.
Okay, no, so same as with yesterday's method. And I wasn't really a big fan because it's like you say, it's random radio waves and words, random things come through until we did our location. I mean, we did the Estes method first. We did no history on this place. We don't know about any history. And I mentioned just these random words came out: blackout, war, and the tunnel. I didn't know anything about it until the EVPs came back several days later. The same words: blackouts, war, tunnel, and I'm like, there you go. It's an amazing thing. It can come through to you, and then through spirit, and then spirit can tell you themselves. It's an amazing experience. It's something, just an unusual phenomenon, isn't it?
It is,
But it's to find out things out and prove it, and know that, you know, it was also mentioned in the same, well, not in the same time, in the same area, you know what I mean?
It's when I'm a psychic. I don't know if she's going to add on to that or not.
There you go.
It's when you get things that do, you know, when you get names or whatever, the EVPs, you know, we've had it, and then you can go, I'm excited about, but I can't explain that. Animals are my thing. Laura seems to pick up on animals.
Yeah.
But it's when you get names or play, and then you can go back and you can have a look at the history, and you get, you know, it all ties in together.
That's it. What I was trying to say.
It's a start, because it makes you want to get back again.
Yeah.
As we were saying earlier on, and find out, right, well, I found this out, so what else are they going to tell me?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you've probably found yourself where you can probably go to a location 2 or 3 times, and then you'll go a third time, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a new name thrown in.
Yeah.
Aye.
And then you're like, right, okay, so what's that location? You know, but then you've got, then again, you're looking at layers as well. Because I mean, there's different time layers, and it all depends what time layer you're working on at the time.
And that's obviously you're looking up to get the date or find out what era it was in, and or from answers from spirit themselves.
Yeah.
If they're good enough to let you know that it's easier.
It does. We've I mean, again, it's at Caldwell, you know, we numerous spirits there, and there is quite a bit of history to the place, you know. It was a family home, then it was a hospital for kids. I think it was some kind of care home at one time as well for the elderly. But with the various spirits, and it does make you wonder, right? Are these off at the same time? You know, do they all know each other, or as you were saying, Andy? Are they for different times, and are they overlapping? Can they see? Because I've always wondered, you know, if you get spirits for different times frames, you know, maybe the 18th century and the 16th century that are in the same place, could we feel at Loudon there's several spirits there, but we're not sure for what time they come for. And I've always wondered, you know, well, if you get spirits for different times, are they aware of each other? Can they see each other?
That's what
Do they talk to each other?
Yeah, I was going to say that'd be a great question. That'd be a great, it'd be a great theory to get answers from.
I would love to prove that.
That would. I mean, I'm a big believer in the sense of, if we go back to the 16th century and we're getting conversation with spirit, I've always believed that they'd probably see us as spirit.
Aye, that's interesting. You get fed up with me saying Loudon, but we've done that much there, and we've had that much thing there. That's interesting you say that, Andy, because we did an investigation with Rosie Cardy and Andrew, our partner, when they were up, and we got queer EVP asking, "Are yous ghosts?"
Shocking! Wow.
Yeah.
We've never been asked that before, and it was the word ghost that got me, rather than say, "Are you spirit? Are you dead? Are you alive?" You know, say, "Are you ghosts?" And turns out that ghosts was back in the 19th century was quite a common word for spirit. You know, spirit. The word spirit wasn't really used; it was a ghost. You know.
Yeah, I was going to say it's only the last probably what 1,000 years, whatever.
Yeah.
500 years or so that you know, spectre, spirit.
Yeah.
Come into play. Yeah.
I know that spirit do interact with each other. I know that for a fact. I've had father and son talking. I've had a spirit asking for another spirit to be passed over. So I know that some of these spirits know other.
They'll interact if they're on the same timeline, but like you said,
same timeline. That's the only proof we haven't got is that what if they're from a different year, because EVPs are separate, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, then again, you've got to look at the.
Very confusing.
I suppose you've got to look at the strongest of energies.
Yeah.
So you could have, let's say you're in a castle. So the right wing of the castle, or the right tower, let's say, might have the strongest energy from, let's say, the 1500s. Whereas you might go to a different part of the castle and their strongest energy might be in the 1400s or the 1600s.
Yeah, like we had the one little boy come through and said it was from 1410.
That's what I mean. So, it'd be interesting to get that theory or to get answers to that theory.
Just to see, I mean, we with DVPs, we spirits talking to each other. You know, one was at Caldwell. It was a woman. We called her the matron. Didn't know what else to call her. But we with various EVPs, and we got an ex-friend of ours. You know, he listened to him and brought him down, and you can clearly hear her saying, you hear a male speaking, and then she says, "Shh, they can see you."
Yeah.
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 You know, so that, and even at Loudon, we've had, I've mentioned where I've been up at the house, talked about the farm, and we've had clear EVPs, a woman saying, you know, he's been up at the house.
Yeah.
You know, so they do talk to each other, but as you say, you know, it's a time frame. Laura saying Ian. I mean, we've got James, Mr. Dempster and his family at Loudon, but there's also an Ian and a Lisa who we've managed to establish as father and daughter.
All right,
But
okay.
we can't seem to get anywhere with these two.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we're not sure if, you know, what time frame they're from or why they're there or whatever. I have seen a little girl. I don't know if this has happened to you. We were doing photographs of Loudon one night, and there's an old Celtic cross sticking out the ground. And there was about 6 or 7 of us, and we were looking through the photos, you know, you get your phone, and we saw it, and there was a little girl looking out from behind this cross, black hair, white dress, white thing on. Everybody seen this little girl. When we looked at the photographs later, she was gone.
No, right. So, yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to yourselves?
No. The only photo we got recently was that one.
We've had photo anomaly.
Yeah, first anomaly thing.
Well,
we're not sure.
Bizarre photo.
We can't, bizarre photo. We can't say it's paranormal because it's they're wearing modern clothing, trainers. But the rest of the body, all you can see is the leg. The rest of the body's blurred out. And we're like, this was at Guy's Cliff. It could just, like you say, it could be the camera fault. Anything.
Yeah. Like I say, I've had what's
I've
it?
never had it before.
No, I've had it on a photo on video when I videoed something, and I've gone, and you actually hear me on the video go, oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited to see if that comes up on the camera.
Yeah.
And like you say, you'll see something that's clear as day on the camera, and you're like,
and
oh
then
my
it
god,
doesn't
I'm so glad I was videoing that.
Yeah.
And then you get it back home, and you're like, where is it?
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was just one of these weird, because everybody's seen the photo at the same time. I thought that was weird. I seen the girl, and then we looked back, and she was gone. But wait a minute, there was a wee lassie in that photo. We all seen it, and knew she's gone. You know, I've seen her at Loudon a split second. We're doing investigating, and I looked to her towards the trees, and it was a millisecond. Wow. She was there, and then there was a wee girl there. I don't know if it's the same girl or not, or maybe it's Lisa. Yet again, another unanswered question. Yeah. But she was there, and then she was gone. She was maybe about 10, 12 years old, you know.
Wow.
But she was there, and then she's vanished. So these kind of we different bits and pieces. It's a puzzle. What you think? I was liking it to a jigsaw puzzle, and you get all these different bits and pieces.
It's like playing a game of Cluedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that they fit somehow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just finding that kind of where they fit. But the reason I ask you, Andy, about if you feel when you walk into somewhere, is have you ever been in Greyfriars in Edinburgh?
It's I'm going to say that we've never been anywhere up that end.
Not yet.
We've not been that far up yet.
You need to get up this end then.
What's up here? Yeah, definitely. It's only because obviously we don't drive, you see, so we rely on like trains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, so it makes it more awkward. No, because
well, I mean, I'm always up for coming up. I mean, meeting up with you guys, and you know,
easier on train.
Well, if you get a train in Glasgow Central, and we can pick you up. You know, that's no.
Yeah, we'll have to arrange some. I'll get Trace to arrange message afterwards.
We're about 20 minutes for. We're Kilmarnock, which is about 20-25 minutes just outside Glasgow. But I was saying with Greyfriars, that's the reason I asked you, Andy, because I mean, You see, we're all psychic to a certain extent. You know, it's whether or not we notice it or no. But we've always photo boss. Don't know what that means. But I have that.
Oh, I have that on AVP. Okay.
Laura, do you mean you have that photo? This is what I have that in EVP. Maybe she means I have that photo. Don't know. We're all psychic to a certain degree, etc. But it's whenever you walk into Greyfriars, you just get the feeling that, you know, after you walk into a crowded room and everybody just kind of stops
I've heard of
and looks at you. That's the kind of feeling you get. Even though Greyfriars sits in the centre of Edinburgh, it sits in one of the busiest routes in and out of Edinburgh, you know. But as soon as you step through the gates, you feel like you're just taken back in time. But you get the feeling that, you know, there's just loads and loads of people standing about, and when you walk in, they're like, who's that? Kind of thing.
Wow.
You know? So that'd be a good. I'd love to see your reaction when you walk into Greyfriars. You know,
that'd be interesting.
That, definitely.
That sounds like, I mean, like, it's like I said, some places you can walk in and they're not really willing to show, whereas other places you walk in and as soon as you walk in, they're there. They're like that. Yeah. I mean, prime example, Gray's the Old Hall. I mean, went upstairs. These guys were all downstairs. I've gone for a walk through just to get a feel of the place. And as soon as I walk into the first bedroom, almost as real as you like, there's an old bloke stood there. And I goes downstairs and explained it to these guys in pretty much the smallest of details. And then halfway through doing a session in there, and straight away we get this old bloke 3 or 4 times on EVP
George.
shouting, going George, and we was like, are you the old guy that showed myself to you at the beginning of the night? Yes.
Taps in response.
Well. And then cat ball response at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd love nights, you know, nights with that. Have you ever walked into a place and right away you know it's, we use the word flat?
Yeah. We call it pancakey.
Yeah, we call it pancakey. That's what we call it, pancakey. But yeah, there's quite a few places where we've walked in and everybody's trying to call out, and we just look at each other and go, it's pointless. It's pointless.
Nothing really. We'll go back, like give it an hour or two. So you don't get paranormal activity, as you know, doesn't happen all the time. But you know when something's really flat. Yeah,
it's really weird. I mean, I suppose it's. I don't know if I'm the only person that does this, but I can pick up on electrical energy. So let's say, I mean, without even being in the same room or something, I can sense when the TV's on, even if there's no sound. I get a feeling that there's electrical energy around me. And the same as when you walk into a location, you get that. I mean, I get an impression on the back of my neck, and I get the sense like across the third eye. And then other places you walk in, and the first thing I'll say to these guys is, I'm like, I can put my feet up and stick the TV up and watch a bit of TV in here.
Do you think it's a weird feeling, but when it's, you know, I'll use your word pancake. You know, it's, you know, it's happened to us once, and you know, and we've been doing it. We've been started investigating this castle. We started raining. We thought, right, so that we'll go elsewhere. We went to a place Alloway Kirk, and we've been there before and had, you know, bits. Not a great deal of time. We've had bits and bobs, but this one particular night, it was still early, so we thought, right, what will we do? But we'll go to Alloway Kirk, and as soon as we walked in the gate, we just had that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we lasted 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes, and we thought, do you know what? We'll just call it a night. And
Yeah.
we went down the road. And it was just the weirdest, well, I think it was the weirdest feeling ever. Because you're used to getting into places, same as yourself, probably, and there is a bit of an atmosphere,
Yeah.
you know, and you get that kind of feeling about you, right? There is, you know, somebody here watching, whatever it is. But as soon as you walk in, it's just totally. And
Yeah,
you think,
that's what I said. You get that. You get that energy. You can feel a lot of places you walk in, and you feel like I said, it's almost like an electrical buzz. And then when you walk into some places, you just look you know, like you said, you know straight away, and you're like, I could quite happily just chill out in here tonight. And I know for a fact there's just nothing going to come forward. And
I'm calling for a little bit. Do you think you would get that feeling if you weren't into the paranormal?
no, what? Sorry.
Do you think you would?
You'd get that feeling if you weren't into the paranormal.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, obviously, quite probably not so sensitive. I mean, a lot of going back again to the fact that I suppose in the paranormal you're more sensitive and you notice more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I reckon. I mean, I reckon the average Joe could walk into 2 or 3. Like, if you used to say, get your best mate who's like he's never done the paranormal. He's got no interest in doing the paranormal. He's skeptical as hell.
Mm.
I reckon if you was to blindfold him and take him into 3 locations, knowing full well that one of them was just an empty house with no signs of any sort of paranormal activity, yeah, he would be able to come out and go, well, I felt weirder in this one and this one than I did in this one.
Aye.
Because of your own natural senses.
Right. I've got you know. There is everywhere there's a different atmosphere, and it's just what you personally pick up.
Yeah.
She's like my great grandma. She's buried in Living Cup with no record of family and teens. She has records, you know. Laura's invited you to stay with her. She's like 2 minutes for us.
Oh, bless you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah,
Sounds great.
Oh, bless.
Right, the photo of the child that disappeared. EVP, what you said about Rosie.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
So Laura stayed literally 2 minutes walk for where we are. So there you go. Room and board. We can say.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to make a day to that. Definitely.
But no, I love the atmosphere. Here's another question for you. I've asked quite a few people this, right? And I'll just use a stately home that's ruined, you know, no ruined, but abandoned, right? And you walk in and you are picking up with spirit, you know, spirits talk to you, vice versa. Do you think that they're seeing you in the condition that the houses would be in just now, or the condition the house would be in their time? So I always ask people.
I'd say in their time.
In their time.
Yeah.
Are we visiting them, or are they visiting us?
We're visiting them.
You think?
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird because
you see a lot. Go on.
I'll say it's a really confusing theory because we don't see, or now, like if it was to go back in time, no, we can't time travel. It's a really confusing subject. You know what I mean?
It is, but I mean, you think, let's say that a theory of the stone tape of stone tape.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got energy being recorded onto groundwork or into the atmosphere of the building. Now that would be recorded from their period and their time.
Yeah.
So even if you was to change that building, they would still be in their. That building would be in their period of when they was alive.
To it, yeah.
It's like hence the reason why you'll see
There's an energy.
people will say like, "Oh, that ghost just walked through the wall."
Aye, because there
And
used
they're
to be
not
a
walking
door.
through the wall. There's more than likely 98% chance
different
that there was a door there,
yeah.
or there wasn't a door there. It was just a
It
walkway.
was built on top
Mhm.
on top of where they originally were.
Yeah, so
And it's a different layout.
and that's why it goes through that question of different layers in time,
Yeah.
and the same as like you'll go to some places and the building itself has got no paranormal activity whatsoever, just the ground.
Aye, that's, you know, a lot of people think, you know, it's only, you know, like old buildings, old graveyards, castles,
Oh
etc.
no, you
But
you could have a brand new house that was built
Yeah.
6 months ago.
Local bus stop.
aye, you could a brand new Morrison's that's haunted. Right, I mean, the house we're in just now, it'll be a year old in August. It's a new build, and yesterday, we heard 3 knocks in the
Yeah.
kitchen, and it's an open plan. The living room leads onto the kitchen, and we
Yeah,
heard 3 knocks in the kitchen,
Wow.
and we, you know, as we cat, there isn't any of the cats or nothing. Just cannot explain it.
we
you know.
do. We
Well,
have
that's-
strange sounds and stuff moving, and we've had a spirit in the house before.
oh, we've got our own
Yeah.
we've got our own resident ghost spirit that he just potters around and does what he does.
Yeah. We
He's
just ignore
yeah,
it.
he's quite an old gentleman that used to
Yeah.
he used to live in the property before it was this property.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
don't
it's
disturb him.
that's what it's, you know, I mean, like how many people how would I say, like the asylums and stuff, prime example, where the asylums have been knocked down and it's now a housing estate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these housing estates are like what, 2 years in, 2 years after being built, and they're having all this paranormal activity going on. And people are like, well, that can't be right, because like you say, it's a new build. But then you look back at you look back at what it used to be
Must have been
and
some-
what used to go on there.
over some sort of trauma or some sort of reason why they're stuck in that.
I can relate to that 100%. Laura said power station. We were there, so it's an old power station. It's near. It's about 25-minute drive for us. It was abandoned in 1982. I've put the photos up on the page today. Actually, we've investigated there and we've had some activity there. So, is that possibly for the workers that were there? So it's been lying derelict for 42 years. My maths is crap.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, but I can relate to what you're saying about, you know, having your old tooth with spirits there. But I used to have my own flat a few years back, and the previous tenant in the flat actually was killed. He was drunk one night and he fell onto a bottle. This is the story I was told by the landlord. And he was carrying a bottle of whiskey and he fell onto the bottle. The bottle smashed. Cut him off, lived himself. But there was wee things happened in the flat, you know, like my Buddhas would get moved, my keys get moved, my TV remote get moved, stuff like that. And then there was one night I was
trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
I was just wee. I wasn't anything. Then one night I was watching Saturday night. I was watching a film, and the kitchen bin lid came flying off, and I lost the rag because I was really enjoying the film.
Possibly.
And I says, "Look, would you just pack it in? I know you're here. I'm trying to watch this film. Give me peace."
Yeah.
And after that, there was nothing. Nothing ever happened after that.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know whether it took offence or not. You know, so I'm off. But
Kind of got the points.
Well, that's it. A lot of the time, like you said, I mean, there's certain locations, there's certain places where I've been, obviously just visiting friends. And there's one an old friend of mine lived in a flat, and there was a spirit there. And the first thing she said to you is like, when you open the door, you go in, And before you do anything else, say good afternoon or good morning or good evening, Mr. Brown. And as long as you say that and acknowledge him, leave you alone. But go in there and ignore him, and he will do anything he can to make sure
he gets your attention.
Yeah.
Aye, he just wants that wee bit of
Just like recognition, yeah.
But,
you know, I mean, a lot of spirits don't want to scare the bejesus out of you. They just literally want to go, say hello to me, acknowledge I'm here, I'm happy.
I get, 100%, and I think we've all said this in the past, at the end of the day, spirits just want to acknowledge that they're there. They're still about, we're still here, we're hanging about. And sometimes, they're not capable of saying, hello, I'm here. So, they'll find some other kind of way to make their presence known. And some people, it might be a cupboard door opening back and forward. Somebody say, that's demonic. That's a demon's open my dish cupboard. But, it's so, or they'll tug your leg or poke you or whatever. And it's the only way they know how to communicate. And that's all they're wanting. They just want people to realise that, I'm still kicking about. Say hello to me.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, we've got one in the kitchen. We've got one. He potters around in the kitchen, and I mean, we're at the stage now where it's like, it's like, right, if you're making yourself something to eat, make sure you tidy up after yourself. It's just not to us. It's just as if we're talking to one of the kids.
It's not all the time. You have waves, like certain times of year. Because little things happen.
This might sound daft, but it makes them feel like they're one of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
No, we're not worried about it being here.
Oh, bless.
Dear Lord, not.
Oh, bless.
Bloody hell, Christ. Yeah, I know.
But it makes them feel, like they're part of the family. Even if you're still watching a film, you say, right, we're watching this. We're watching Jurassic Park. You want to come and watch it with us? And folk might laugh at that. Right, people stupid asking a spirit to watch it. But who's to say they don't sit down and watch it?
Why not? I mean, we've got a couple of spirit vessels.
Yeah.
And there's like we've got a young boy and a young girl.
Yeah.
And the young girl will quite often come and sit on the settee with us, and you'll feel a stroke in your arm.
Yeah, occasionally you'll feel a touch your arm.
And it's to us, it's just I suppose to us it's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are like the family.
Again, I could do it in the old house, it was an everyday occurrence. Two cats, but it was an everyday occurrence. You would feel the bed getting depressed.
Yeah.
I used to think it was one of the cats jumping up me, like there was cats weren't there, but you would feel the bed, go off at different times, felt it. It was a kind of everyday thing. And you get used to it happening. But it didn't bother us. But
it's just one of it's just natural, isn't it? You just get used to it. Like you said, it's just one of them. It's like when we'll hear knocks, bangs, whispers, or anything else, and you just
was that a neighbour? Yeah.
It becomes part of your everyday life. See, I had it in the flat. And the only reason I got annoyed is because I can't remember what film it was, but I was really one of the films you're really engrossed in, and then there's just this big bang.
Yeah.
You just kind of.
But
I think the guy took offence because he didn't come back. Why didn't he notice?
It's like fine. Don't want to be here then. Fair enough.
What I mean? Fine. I'm off. I'll do something. I'll go next door and haunt him.
That's it.
But I think we'll wind it up there, folks. We're nearly the 2 hour mark.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, 2 hours, wow.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before we came on live. It's amazing how the time passes by. But I'm going to get you back in because we've got plenty more to chat about. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, we'll definitely. I'll get Trace to message you and.
Definitely.
We'll work some details out. And
Right. Well, we Rosie Cardy and our pan Andrew for the Ghoul Gang, they were up in February, was it? They came up in February for a week and they stayed here and we took them places and we've done a couple of investigations at Loudon-Kirk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which didn't let us down kind of thing. So I just, we can get something organised. You're always welcome up here. But before we go, I'll hang on to you for a wee second after we come off. Where can people find you? Plug your group and stuff before we come off. If anybody's wanting to find you, where will you be?
All right, cool.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, there's only be us two anyway.
Us two, yeah.
So where can people find you on Facebook or wherever?
We've got
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah, I was going to say we've got the main.
We've also got Afterlife Quest as well.
Yeah, which is our side quest
project. Yeah,
that's our side project with the new venue. But
yeah. So Afterlife Quest project, but they're all on Facebook, TikTok. Same as the Conjure Quest page.
Yeah.
YouTube as well for Conjure Quest. We've got several really good videos out. A lot of really good EVP sessions and
some good evidence.
Some really good ones lately. So it's been pretty good.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
So give them a look up, folks. We will be getting them back. Don't worry, because we're still got plenty to talk about.
More than welcome. Yeah, definitely.
But I'll keep a holiday after we come after you for a wee second or two. So big thanks to Tracey and Andy. I do apologise for calling them Eve earlier on.
No problem, mate. No problem.
Thank you.
I was along the same lines. I will wind up there, folks, and we're back tomorrow night with the ghost host Sophia Temporelli. Wee Sophie's coming in to see me again. Been months since we last hooked up with her, so she's on with me tomorrow night. Wee Sophia Temporelli. And then we're out filming, fingers crossed, weather's good. We're out filming episode 2 of the Wallace Trail. This Sunday we're going to Glasgow. So we're out doing that. So again, big thanks to Tracey and Andy. And we'll see you tomorrow night, same time.
Appreciate inviting us on, mate. Massively. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.